Hello everyone. In the last day of the presentation, I am going to discuss about postmodernism and popular culture. These are the personal details. These are the points which are I am going to discuss. So let's start with the introduction of cultural studies. Cultural studies is also called cultural sciences. It is an interdisciplinary field of scientific branch that examine the dynamic of contemporary culture and its historical foundation. Cultural studies was initially developed by British Marxist academics in late 1915s. Cultural studies generally investigate how cultural practice relate to wider system of power. Cultural studies combine a variety of critical approaches drawn including Marxism, feminist theory, post-colonialism, postmodernism, and media theory. Five types of cultural studies: British culture, materialism, new historicism, American culturalism, postmodernism, and popular culture. And last one is post-colonial studies. uh, about the postmodernism. Postmodernism is a late 20th century movement in a philosophy and literary theory that generally question the basic assumptions of Western philosophy in the modern period. Postmodernism, like post-structuralism and deconstruction, is a critique of the aesthetic of the preceding age, but beside mere critique, postmodernism celebrates the very act of dismembering traditions. Beginning in 1918, postmodernism emerged in art, architecture, music, film, literature, sociology, communication, fashion, and other various fields. Modernism versus postmodernism. Modernist literature rejected the Victorian aesthetic of prescriptive morality and using new techniques drawn from psychology, experimented with point of view, time, space, and a stream of consciousness writings. Major writers of modernism: uh, Virginia Woolf, James Joyce, Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, Wallace Stevens, Franz Kafka, and William Faulkner. Modernism typically display and emphasizes on impressionism and subjectivity, or how subjectivity take a place rather than on what is perceived. Postmodernism borrows from the modernism disillusionment with the given of society, penchant for irony, the self-conscious play within the work of art, fragmentations, and ambiguity. While modernism presented a fragmented view of human history as in Eliot's work, the Westland, this fragmentation seen as a tragic. The Westland is one of the best example of modernist literature. Frederick Jameson sees artistic movement like modernism and postmodernism as a cultural formations. Postmodernism marks a cultural composed of disparate, fragmentary experiences, experiences and images that constantly attack the individual in music, video, television, advertising, and other form of electronic media. Popular culture. Popular culture is also called mass culture or pop culture. It is generally recognized by members of a society as a set of practices, beliefs, artistic output, and objects that are dominant or prevalent in a society at a given point in a time. There was a time before 1960 when popular culture was not studied by academics, when it was just popular culture. Within American studies programs at first and then later in a many disciplinary disciplines, including semiotics, rhetoric, literary criticism, film studies, anthropology, history, women's studies. Criticals examine cultural media as a pulp fiction, comic books, television, film, advertising, popular music, and computer cyber culture. Four types of popular culture analysis: production analysis, textual analysis, audience analysis, historical analysis. Analysis asks questions like who owns the media, who creates text, and why. Textual analysis examine how specific works of this culture creates meanings. Audience analysis asks how different groups of popular culture make similar or different sense of the same text. Historical analysis investigate how this other three medium dimension changes over the time. Frankenstein is one of the best example in popular culture. Frankenstein is a novel written by English author Mary Shelley. It tells the story of Victor Frankenstein, a scientist who creates a creature for scientific experiment. And if we discuss Frankenstein, sometimes popular culture can so overtake and repackage a literary work that is impossible to read the original text without references to the many layers of popular culture that have developed around it. Popular culture reconstruction work like Frankenstein can also open it to unforeseen a new interpretation. Popular music. Uh, uh, Popular music is a music with wide appeal that is typically distributed to large audience through the music industry. It stands in a contrast to both art and music uh, and traditional or folk music. Folk pop music was inspired by jazz, rock and roll, and blues. It is the electric one. It is also distinguishable from popular jazz and folk music. Conclusion: postmodernism and popular culture is a multifaceted and dynamic one. Postmodernism and popular culture has shaped the way we perceive with the world of entertainment, art, and communication. These are the references. Thank you. Now you can ask me a question.
Payal, what is the significance of irony in a postmodern popular culture?
In a postmodern popular culture, irony is a central or important uh, important feature or theme of the uh, postmodern culture. It deals with different literature, art, form, music, and music and other things.
Payal, what does the blurring